Hello, everybody. How are you today? Chris Wood here. I'm just hanging out with my little puppy dog. His name is Run. I wasn't really too sure what I was going to be doing today. Uh, I just decided to pop on here and say hello to everybody and anybody. This dog here, he's been through a lot. He actually had a woman that went crazy one time, and she was high on crystal meth. I tried to help her get her off drugs. It backfired. As a result, she ended up throwing crystal meth in my dog's eyes, and it ended up burning around his eyes. So, and come to find out afterwards that it was actually a cop's sister. So, I'm just sitting here in my room for now, having my hot chocolate. Because it is actually pretty cool out today. So I hope it's nice in the rest of the part of the world, wherever anybody is tuning in from. If you do, I hope you're having a good, safe day. First of all, I just want to say I am Chris Wood. I live in NAPANEE, Ontario, Canada, and I am the victim of identity theft, identity change. I am the victim of brain injury. I am the victim of skull deforming, skull splitting. I'm the victim of medical blacklisting, lies, serious lies, medical discrimination, the victim of kidnapping, the victim of sodomy, and the reason because I spoke of Ontario, LENNOX and ADDINGTON, Ontario Provincial Police crimes back in 2019. As a result, I became a victim. There's been lies against me stating that I'm a self-harmer and I'm suicidal, and that is not true in any way, shape, or form, and it needs to be proven by the ones that cast out lies against me, stating I have a long psychological record in history and long criminal record in history, and I'm a dangerous offender and all, and none of it is true. Never been in jail, never had a criminal record until I was falsely charged by OPP and the doctors here at the hospital to deflect the crimes against me that they are responsible for wanting it done to them for so long, have been surrounded by police, hands on guns to prevent anything legal on them, being kidnapped 24 hours after asking for help. May 27, 2021. And that was done under the pretense of Um, yeah, Shelley Hafner, she is a human trafficker and she's also a cop. It was done under the pretense of, I'm having a hard time even thinking of it now, or incompetency. She was worried that I was not eating, so she came up with this incompetency crap. 100% not true in any way, shape, or form. And if she was so worried about me, then why wasn't she buying me my groceries? If that was the case, if she was so worried that I was not eating enough, why wasn't she the one buying my groceries? But that day, she ended up, I came out with my dogs in the yard, and next thing you know, I got surrounded. And that day, Spencer Mills showed up. He put me in his car, and I had to beg not to be. because I knew right then and there, and I say that without paranoia, that if I would have been alone with him, that would have been his perfect chance, and he would have murdered me on that day. And I say that without paranoia. He would have had perfect opportunity under those grounds that they were coming up with bullshit. I get numbed down to be dumbed down on a daily basis. I no longer feel my own true consciousness anymore. And that is 100% fact. I've had so much brain damage and being broadcasted through from what is called remote neuromonitoring for 3 years constantly by OPP co-offenders who were using this for that purpose to change me for my identity theft and also to mentally screw me up in hopes that I am taking off my own consciousness, in hopes that I start thinking that I'm someone else that I'm not. I've also had a lot of lies against me stating about drug use and that as well, and I do not do drugs. I am against them, and everybody knows me, knows I am against them. I myself, I'm not perfect. I have had my dealings with that stuff, but not since 2012. I've had a couple slips now and again, but like I said, I'm not perfect. As far as any drugs go, though, I have nothing to do with them, and I want nothing to do with them in any way, shape, or form. I overdosed, and that was my wake-up call. And I'm actually kind of thankful that I had it happen to me, because, like I said, it was my wake-up call. If not, then I probably would not be sitting here right now doing this. No matter if anybody tunes in or not. So, the hot chocolate tastes good. My skull has been flattened, my skull has been rounded out, and I have shown it and proven it. My skull has been elongated, it's been shortened, widened, flattened on top, and rounded back to normal. And that is because of all these people who were using the remote neuromonitoring on me, and I have proven it. It is a microchip, nano microchip implant that is police and military use and is being used criminally by the police. And what it does, it destroys a person's central nervous system on them. A destroyed central nervous system will open a person up to a lot of damages with their immune system, with a lot of other problems brain-wise as well too, because obviously it will have to do with cognitive and whatnot. I have no stimulation in my head anymore whatsoever, not in any way, shape, or form. I can listen to music now, even with earbuds in, and I still have no stimulation. There has been that much damage. The lies, the time buying, the cover-ups, the arrest refusals, like I said, kidnapping me, having me medically blacklisted, and labeling me a lot of things that nobody has to prove. Also, in the process of I tried to get private prosecution. I went to the Justice of the Peace, and even the Justice of the Peace accused me of being high on marijuana and hallucinating, being sodomized. I don't think so. Not with that. Not in any way, shape, or form. I was seriously injured, and I was ripped open, and I also went to the hospital afterwards to get help. And the OPP co-offender, Dr. Barton, laughed in my face, even with pictures, said, and didn't want to even examine me, and even with pictures, said it didn't prove nothing. They did nothing. And then Dr. Pritchard tried the same thing and then tried to have me committed for having it happen to me because who it was done by and who it was done from. So, which is their boss and co-offenders OPP and Hells Angels Ontario chapter leader, allegedly William Bill Wooldridge. He is a pedophile sex offender. He is an inmate. He is highly delusional, highly psychotic. He believes that he is me. He believes that we were switched at birth. He also believes that he is Harry Potter at the same time. So I've had this remote neuro monitoring use on me for 3 full years, 24/7 straight, by having all these different people broadcasting through me, from William Wooldridge to Blair Hardy to Tyler Lake to Jabin Allstein to Ray Ray to Sam to a woman named Michelle to another named Ellie Cooper to a Bucktooth Bob. I believe his real name is Robert Berry, possibly. And there has been also a Maggie Falls and a Burt Hustler and many others who have been using this on me constantly. This is why and how I am going through my identity theft and my changes. This is how I am being mentally destroyed pretty much. My brain is being fried out of my head while they are broadcasting through me from the constant EMFs and radiation. It has done serious damage internally to me. My full right side on my right side lung is completely gone. I can barely, it feels like and I don't feel nothing on the right side of my chest anymore when I breathe, and I haven't for a long time because it's been so destroyed. My kidney on my right side is completely, there's been serious damage to that. I urinate and have bowel movements of blood, not to be so graphic. I cough up blood all the time. I also, from the EMFs and radiation and from being broadcasted through, I also get what is called radar hypoxia, which cuts off my oxygen to my brain, causing brain cell death, which all these people broadcasting through me will also enable for it to make it a lot easier. I am a human trafficking victim, identity theft victim. I love you. What's up, Papa? What's up, little babies? What's up with my little boy? I did have his dad, but he was killed too. So I'm the victim of identity theft, and I've been going through this for 3 years, and I have not been able to get any legal help, any medical help, or human rights help. And like I said, the reason this all started on me is revenge retaliation for me speaking of police crimes back in 2019, August of 2019. And I remember it well, actually, that I do, because that was basically the day that my life started to end. It was approximately 3 p.m. In August, and I was sitting at my previous address, and the ex-OPP chief went by, and he was driving a Jeep Wrangler, a white Jeep Wrangler. He waved at me. He went by many times. He's never done that, but he waved at me, and I waved back, and I believe that was a sign. Oh, excuse me. Because when I waved back, a black truck pulled up beside him. It was at the corner of Center and Bridge Street here in NAPANEE, and a black truck pulled up beside him, and I actually seen them. They pointed something and they shot it. A split second later, I felt something go into my right ear, and that is when the problems started. Medically, the blacklisting, the lies, the cover-ups, and everything else with me for the course of 3 years. So, by William Bill Wooldridge. Right now, I am being broadcasted through by a scumbag, and I hate to say that, but his name is Tyler Lake. He is roughly about 31, 32 years old. He is a serious delusional drug dealer. He is a serious delusional junkie, and he is a human trafficker, and he's guilty of murder. along with Jabin Olstein. They've been using this quite a bit on me, especially over the last couple of days while they're hiding over at a guy named Ray Ray's who has on East Street here in Napanee, who has a white deaf pit bull. That is where they've been hiding, and also Blair Hardy, who is Bandido's MC leader of Ontario as well, and he is hiding, or he is above the bake shop or wine store here in Napanee at a woman's house that is crippled. That is where he has been staying and hiding out. And that is why when the remote neuro monitoring use on me has been so strong, because he is pretty much right next door to me. I was outside the other day with my dog. I turned around, I spotted him. When I turned back around, he was pretty much gone, just like that. Because there was another person that was outside that works in the building, and I got distracted for a quick second, and boom, just like that, he was done gone. Oh, how too convenient. And I do believe that was possibly a setup, just like one time when Jabin Alstein walked by, hoping that I would probably react on him because him being involved with this, and I guarantee that OPP was quickly around. I've had kidnapping attempts on me lately. I was outside with my dog a few weeks ago, and next thing you know, it was on a Saturday. Next thing you know, a black and white OPP pulled up. They came spinning around so fast that they almost ran over my dog. I had to get them into the building and run up to the house here to my apartment where I am, and not knowing what was going on. But I do believe that if I wouldn't have got inside, something definitely would have happened to me, and it would have been illegal, and it would not have been good. I do not know who it was, but I did take. I do know it was a black and white. So that's not coffee. So I really do hope everybody is having a good Sunday today. Myself, I am a very, very, very spiritual person, and I know who I am when it comes to spirit, when it comes to being awake and spiritually aware. I know exactly who I am. A bit about me. I am wood. I am holy tree. I am the bloodberry. I am risen blood waters. I am the firmament above, and I am waters below. I am Sheol, risen, hellfire middle, sunfire above, level. I am the dark white night. I am sun morning star. I am day star, father, fire, wood light. Yes, I am from above, risen below, here in the middle. I watch, I see, amongst you I grow. From the beginning, taken in the middle, here in the end. A little about me. I am the beginning, middle cross, blood crown, end, wood fire, sun, life, breath, blood, light. All you see and all you know is a gift from me. No, it's not a delusion. And yes, it will be proven. might be kind of hard to see, but this is pretty much originally me for my identity theft and changes, which I have shown and definitely proven many, many times, and I have not been able to get legal help in any way, shape, or form. Not get medical help, called a liar about having my head split, and then when even told by a doctor at the hospital that when my hat fits, it means there's nothing wrong with me. So, this is what remote neural monitoring does to me, and once again, it might be hard to see, but this is on my Facebook page. These are the different people and faces from me being broadcasted through from the remote neural monitoring. And it's actually showing up on me as being me, but it's not. That's what this is doing when I say I'm going through identity theft and that I can prove it 100%. And this has nothing, there's no tampering in any way, shape, or form. I hate to say it, but I'm not that smart to know how to do it. So I have probably lost approximately maybe 3 inches off of my skull from it being deformed so much and injured in so many different shapes and sizes over the course of 3 years. So, I know, babies, I'm right here. This is another picture of me. I was actually forced to pretty much shave my head because what was taking place with me to deform or to show the deforming and to prove what was happening with my skull and everything else. And I have talked about it and showed it on other many videos as well. But the image in front of you right now is not my true image. This picture here is. And I am also the last of my bloodline as well. OPP Spencer Mills and a woman named Stacy. They had my mother stalked and they had my mother murdered by the one known is William Bill Wooldridge of 149 Center Street. The one I said was the alleged Hells Angels Ontario chapter leader, and Blair Hardy, who is allegedly the Bandido's MC leader. And they were stalking my mother, and I was talking about this, and they were using remote neural monitoring on her. They were calling my mother mom. Reason because with him and his delusions, he was told that he and I were switched at birth and believes that he is me, but he also thinks he's Harry Potter, like I mentioned. As a result, they were using R&M on her from the high EMFs and radiation, and from her age. It caused tumors, it caused cancer, it caused her death back December 2020. And it was done with criminal negligent intent. It was done with intent to get away with this against me. So, and with this being done, I have prisoner tracking illegally put onto me, either William Wooldridge's or Blair Hardy's, plus the remote neural monitoring. So I read as these people 24/7, and I've mentioned many times that we could easily go anytime, and we could exhume my dad's body to prove DNA. So ones that are guilty of human trafficking, human sex trade, slavery trafficking, children to pedophiles, adults to sex offenders, identity thefts and frauds, financial thefts and frauds, homicides, attempted homicides, sex assaults, kidnapping, lies, time buying, cover-ups, arrest refusals except for on their victims. Lennox and Addington, Ontario Provincial Police, Spencer Mills 14716. Ex-Chief, Lennox and Addington, Ontario Provincial Police, Staff Sergeants, Lennox and Addington, Ontario Provincial Police, Shannon Cork, Lennox and Addington, Ontario Provincial Police, the one that laughed in my face over me telling her to arrest her boss. She told me to file the report. As I knew nothing would happen, it would not have been filed, it would have been ripped up, tore up, burnt up. As he went on to stalk and murder my mother. There is Ontario Provincial Police Robert Kane. There is ex-OPP and probably still part-time cop Robert Bob Lucas, the one that told me one time he could F me, kill me, and get away with it with his badge, his gun, money, family, on town council at the time. So, and then there's a woman named Stacy who is a mental health worker. Excuse me, and she was Daily Tea Company here in NAPANEE, and now she is in Kingston Mental Health and Addictions, and she's probably one of the biggest drug traffickers going, but had to leave to separate herself from this situation, and also, I believe, for deniability, really. There is also a woman named Shelley Hafner involved. There is the doctors, the one that basically signed my death certificate for her girlfriend Stacy and got me medically blacklisted and discriminated against, is Dr. Tatiana V. There's Dr. Joy Hadley, Dr. Barton, Dr. Waldron, Dr. Pritchard, Dr. McGregor, Dr. Ambimbola, and triage nurses Terry, David, and Tanya, and there's also a paladin security guard involved. And then the previous ones named the inmates and co-offenders, also drug traffickers as well. There's William Bill Wooldridge, there's Blair Hardy, there's Tyler Lake, and there's Jabin Olstein, and many more, and none of them are arrestable too conveniently here in NAPANEE. Excuse me for 2 seconds, my dog wants out. My skull has been seriously deformed, and to show it. This here, right now, is me, but it's not my image. So, this is pretty much done. And I am the end of my bloodline, so I just want to say congratulations. I'm another one that you get away with OPP. The doctors using your inmate co-offenders. And one way or another, everybody involved is going to pay for this legally. And you all will be recognized for the terrorist criminals that you are. Excuse me. This here is the one known as William Bill Wooldridge of 149 Center Street North and the alleged Hells Angels Ontario chapter. Now bald goatee and glasses. And this is the one known as Blair Hardy, the one I do believe that possibly is living next door to me or staying next door to me. He used to drive around in a Mercedes. These are better pictures. And then there's Jabin Alstein, this guy in the hat here. This is a picture of Blair Hardy. And then that's another alleged picture of William Wooldridge. And they are also the ones that own and run the OPP here. They are the ones that give the orders for everything, and they are conveniently untouchable and unarrestable. So I have barely any feeling left in the right side of my body, and also my body has been filling up with air at the same time. I get it going through my ear, my right ear. Everything that's been done to me has always been on the right side. All the damages, this whole side of my face has been pushed over. So, and no matter how much I prove changes to me and damages to me, there is nothing I can do, because if I go to the hospital, either Paladin will kick me out, or I just will not be seen or taken serious. They'll think I'm just there with a headache or wanting to dry out from lies and other kind of BS that they got on me. I had not been to a hospital or a doctor in almost 7 to 10 years prior to all of this, and then all of a sudden they got all of this files on me with all of this stuff. How too convenient after Stacy talking to her girlfriend Tatiana. And then I'd go to the other hospitals and I'd get, I seen your file, what do you expect us to do? And I was getting nowhere while I was being seriously hurt and injured and not being helped. So this is the medical system in NAPANEE, the LENNOX and Addington County General Hospital, and the doctor's name. They exist purely to cover crimes with and for themselves, and OPP. OPP exists, the ones named to cover crimes for the hospital and themselves and their inmate co-offenders. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up. I think I'm going to go have something to eat. But like I said, anybody see this, I hope you are having a good day. Be safe, love all, hate none. Hit the like, share, subscribe. And to OPP, congratulations. I'm another ended bloodline that you get away with through your inmate co-offenders so you could play Pontius Pilate. Completely gone. You're lucky. And I'm not saying that as a threat. You're lucky I cannot go to a hospital or get anything done about this. You're lucky that nobody is arrestable. And you're lucky that the crimes you're committing, my identity theft and the murders and everything else, are all legal here in NAPANEE. And I have proven it over 3 years. Be safe, everybody. I'm going to wrap this up. Love all, hate none. Hit the like, share, subscribe.